Dan Harmon is our guest on the show. In the show, its name is GameGrumps.
Hey, shit, here we are.
Hello!
Welcome to GameGrumps.
Welcome to a very special GameGrumps with our buddy Dan Harmon.
Hi, everybody.
That's Dan Harmon. Yeah.
Won't you join us in the doctor? Okay,
Oh, look at his
already
fucking,
uncomfortable.
Look at his nightmare feet. I'm uncomfortable too, for various reasons.
You know, they could have done... It's a video game. They could have done anything.
Right, you could make his face not look like a movie Cat in the Hat face.
Why did they make him look like Mike Myers? They could have just made him a cartoon, whatever.
I don't know when Dr. Seuss died, but I hope he never saw this movie. Right? Because this can't be what he had in mind.
I hope he never saw it in a coffin. I hope he never saw it in a...
Oh, God.
In a...
You picked a hard one to ride.
Yeah. Now we know why Dr. Seuss never...
Never saw it in a grave. Never saw it riding away.
There you go. Grave. God damn it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just realized there's a movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what
Mike
this is
Myers
based on.
movie that I never saw. Have you guys seen the movie?
Well, I saw as much as I could stomach.
The only thing I've seen is the DVD box, which on the back it says warning, double entendres. That was like a warning for kids.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, this is clearly plot tied to the movie.
That's Mike Myers' agent.
I gotta get out of here.
This place is going down.
I made a horrible mistake.
Rome is burning.
What the fuck?
Time is attacking me.
Wait, so what actor was that? Oh, it's
door.
Quinn.
He's wandering through the house collecting magic.
Oh, like you
Why
do.
is there what?
Chase him out of whatever worlds he decides to hide.
Okay.
Oh my.
The magic he's collecting, he's eventually going to fight back. Try not to get too badly hurt, as I'd be so upset.
Oh my God! They're trying to sell something that's like not even.
Wait, so is it the goldfish that's talking?
I don't know. It could be anybody.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I thought it was the.
Oh, this is immediately a fucking nightmare escape.
Yeah, because the camera moves every time you take a step.
Oh, this is the menu. I'm not even in the game yet.
Oh, God in heaven.
Should I? Is there like a kid level? Should I go inside his body?
You're not leaving here until you've cleaned up the mess.
Oh,
all right,
boy.
dickhead.
All right, 90s Jonah Hill.
Is that Jonah Hill?
No,
I've never seen this film. You could run anything by me. No, that goldfish is Tom Cruise. Did you know that?
yeah,
It's true.
kind of his crowning achievement.
Wait, I have to collect extra magic. Okay, so I'm assuming the grandfather clock's the one.
Yeah,
in
you
the
got to
reverse.
start there. Yeah.
Oh, because that's the one he jumped into.
It's kind of nice that somehow Dr. Seuss, as a franchise, escaped the Muppets tragedy, which is that everybody getting so nostalgic for it that they just ruined it and re-ruined it. And
Is that what happened? I haven't seen a Muppets movie in a long time.
every time I think about the Muppets, I just want to puke.
Oh, damn. That's so sad.
Well, because it's just like force-fed regurgitation of like of a genius's work, you know? It's just like, oh, we all loved this when we were 10, so let's destroy it.
When did that start?
1995.
Oh shit! Muppets Take Manhattan?
No,
Is that the one?
I don't even. I mean,
Muppet
it might have
Treasure
started
Island?
before any of the Muppet movies. Might have
Wow.
started before the first Muppet movie.
Holy crap!
I'm that
Everybody-
eclectic.
Well, wasn't like didn't Disney get their hand in it for a while, and then they just straight out bought it after a while?
There was a bunch of just Michigas. Yeah, there was the Muppets in Space movie was originally called Muppets. Wait, it was Muppet. It was originally called Muppets in Space, and then they had to change all of the key art because halfway through shooting it, they realized the Muppets never go to space.
Are you fucking serious?
So they changed it to Muppets from Space.
That's kind of amazing.
What?
So that they, rather than put space in the movie,
Right.
it's just always been a mess.
Well, it's easier to just change the title.
And I don't like it. Yeah.
It's easier to make space. Just fucking.
Just put space in the movie.
Yeah.
Just have him go to space. Who would want to see Kermit in a spacesuit?
No one wants to see that.
Just everyone.
Nobody.
Blacklight a piece of black construction paper and poke holes in it. Space.
Yeah, they're Muppets.
Boom.
You don't actually have to go to space.
Yeah. Good lord. Oh, by the way, Dan Harmon, co-creator of Rick and Morty and creator of Community.
Right.
And
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know.
So I do have a little bit of equity to squander with
Yeah,
my
yeah.
enraging anti-Muppet stance.
Yeah. So before you write that hate mail,
yeah.
just know that this dude knows what's up.
And also a very big part of the show that we're going to do.
Oh
on
yeah,
YouTube
that's
Red.
right. Good game. Available on YouTube Red at some point soon. We don't know when this episode is airing, but it's August 30th is when it comes out.
August 30th.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Finally watch it on the tube.
Thanks for having us on that.
No problem. Thanks for being it.
Yay!
Oh yeah.
I was introduced by the GameGrumps by a new television industry that said you should put YouTube people in it.
Is that right?
Well, it was YouTube.
Oh. That is the only.
Hey, wait a second.
Yeah.
Well, they were like, yeah, this is a good idea. Like, you should put like popular YouTube people in it. I was like, well, that's the death of this project. Like, I mean, I'd love to meet some of the people whose outfit of the days I've been watching, but
Right.
How is this gonna work out? But then I met you guys, and it was
Actually kind of cool.
it was
Yeah.
love at first
Aw.
conversation.
Well, we took it very seriously when we were offered this role. We were like, we got to do crazy acting courses and just like,
Yeah, we learned how to act.
yeah, get
just
to,
for
get
you,
to the,
buddy.
Get to the level.
That probably paid off, but like also the important thing was like I listened to you guys, you know, and it's hard. The hardest thing in the world is the easiest thing, which is being yourself, like while still performing.
Oh, yeah.
That's really hard.
Yeah, I
for a
suppose
lot
you're
of
right.
people. So, you guys really threaded the needle and nailed it.
Hey, you pulled it off beautifully. So you had a little part in the show.
Oh my god. I'm so bummed that got trimmed down.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we're allowed.
Was that all improvised
I,
on the spot?
yeah, the dumb rant about it. Yeah.
It was so funny.
So-
I mean, like, yeah. But hopefully that ends up on some kind of like bonus situation. Do you know if I mean, we probably shouldn't go into what was in there, but like, do you know if was it cut for time or was it cut because of like the political overtones?
I don't know. It was. I just remember. It was just a note from. They were like, yeah, I should keep that down. You can't push back on a note that says cut you talking for 2 minutes out of. If you push back on that note, you're a fucking asshole. No, I like it. That's my favorite 20% of the show.
Yeah.
Is me babbling.
Looking at my face.
Well, if I had any say in it, that was like one of the funniest parts of that episode for me. So maybe we'll get like a behind the scenes Blu-ray something or other. I don't know if YouTube does Blu-rays.
That'd be quality.
I think they just let people put stuff on YouTube,
Yeah,
right? They
deleted
just do that.
scenes.
Yeah. Pretend we don't know anything about it.
Okay, so just checking in here with the cat.
Yeah.
No problem.
Oh yeah.
Do we ever learn in the movie what the cat's name is?
I think it's
that's
just the cat, right?
Yeah, he's the cat in the hat.
Yeah.
And what is he like? Doctor Who? Is he like part of a species of cats that transcends time and space?
He
And-
does have powers. You know what? I'll look
Well,
this
yeah,
up.
no shit.
Is there like
Open
a
your eyes,
hardcore? Is there a hardcore Cat in the Hat community that like
I'm about to find out.
that makes theories and videos about? Oh, okay, so Cat in the Hat.
I think that another question, a cousin of that question is there anybody on the planet that would get pissed if you said fuck this game?
Yes, apparently.
because of their attachment to the
That happens
property.
with every game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
Like there's somebody
100%
that
true.
loves this game.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So what we've heard. So apparently, some of our other co-hosts, Brian and Barry, played this on the channel a little while back, and they made some choice remarks, to put it lightly. And apparently there was some kickback, a significant amount, in fact.
From people who are you sure it wasn't from people? Because what I overheard that conversation. That's why we're playing the game. Is that I thought what he said was, you guys said. You didn't say it sucked. You said it's not that good. And so there's a possibility that the backlash was actually from people going, no, it sucked. Stop lying.
Yeah. Don't undersell the
No,
suckage.
you don't understand. The internet operates in binary functions, so it good or bad is 1 and 0. There's no.
Like right now, I guarantee there's someone mad that Aaron can't land this jump. I promise you.
There we go.
Okay.
I just didn't understand the operation of the umbrella mechanic, the very
That is the thing that terrifies me about this new culture, this Twitch thing and stuff. It's like, I can't believe, first of all, I can't believe that people want to watch, except, I mean, with you guys, you're like talking during it, it's cool, but like the other thing that I can't believe, because people have said like, dude, you're really into Minecraft, you should like broadcast yourself playing Minecraft, which my friend Spencer has done.
Yeah.
But like, that is like, I think I'd rather have a spider on my face. Like not, it's like, that's, it's scary.
To have the like...
The idea of somebody watching me in because it's like, they'd be like, you know, everybody's better than you at some aspect of some game you're playing.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Absolutely.
It really actually, I guess there's some soft spot in me there. Because I was on Kumail Nanjiani and Emily Gordon's podcast, The Indoor Kids.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked about
great.
Bethesda games and all this stuff. And like, just the comments afterward, there were people were like telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess it really fucking hurt because it's like, wait, I'm a nerd. But it's like, I guess that's my rosebud or something. Like, yeah, but you're a fat 44-year-old nerd who like doesn't understand anything about nerd culture
That
anymore.
doesn't put you in a unique place, man. There's plenty.
Well, it's not the age itself. It's that 20 of those 44 years have been spent doing Comic-Con panels about what a nerd I am, as opposed to playing video games and reading comic books and keeping up with things.
That makes sense. By the way, this movie got a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No way.
That's kind of impressive
Holy
in a way.
shit.
It's like 10 more than I thought.
That's 5% less than one of the most horrible movies I just saw, which was that Tom Hanks,
The Mummy.
The Circle.
Yeah.
No, that.
Really? That movie
I'm
was
sorry, I thought you
bad?
meant
Oh
Tom
my
Cruise.
god, it's so fucking bad.
Oh, that's a
It's
shame.
Incredible.
Because the concept was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I know.
What's gonna happen here?
That's part of why it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's like you know, my mom could take that trailer and reverse engineer a better movie because she'd be like, I get it. You go to work for Google or Facebook or something, and it's like The Firm with, you know, like something's afoot. Okay, got it. And my mom would like crank that fucker out and get at least a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
By the way, my mom's a fucking idiot. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, can you change the camera? Oh, okay.
No,
When
that
he
was,
rides this rocket, I was noticing in the demo before, like, he does this, like, undulating thing with his hips.
That's those double entendres I was talking about.
And the cone of the rocket is, like, pink.
Ooh, nice.
And then when it expires, it explodes into white foam.
Here we go.
There we go, yeah.
Filled with double entendres and
Yeah, look at
potty
him.
humor.
That
This
is-
cat falls flat.
Yeah, look at him. He's not
Ouch.
sitting still on that thing.
Wait,
oh.
pot humor?
Potty humor.
Oh.
Yeah, I would love it if he twisted up a blunt right now. it would actually explain a lot of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
This shit looks terrible.
Good lord.
It would be amazing if a movie for kids starring Mike Myers based on a Dr. Seuss book for no apparent reason,
Yeah.
like, stubbornly stuck to its guns on doing, like, reefer jokes.
Like, no, it's my vision,
Yep.
and I'm gonna keep it that way.
Like, it was like Ryan Reynolds demanding that Deadpool be rated R. Like Mike Myers was like, no, it's about fucking weed.
Yeah.
That's full stop.
Everybody knows that.
But then also it was a bad movie.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
like,
Totally, of course.
like, it still got 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, partly because this could have been a good kids movie, but you kept doing pot jokes that weren't even funny.
I do remember there was like, do you remember In Living Color, that comedy show?
Yeah.
I loved it. Like, I remember they did a thing with like Dr. Seuss books, like, but like the adult versions, and one was like Horton Hears a Hoe. It's like that would rock. I would love the weed version of that.
Oh, the goo namite. I blew the goo, dude.
Oh,
dude,
you blew
well,
the goo.
Yeah, I'm blowing the
Good
goo.
for you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Mazel Tov.
It took me a while, but
I hate this game's my worst nightmare.
I feel like there should be like more of a sense of wonder considering all the weird magical shit.
Yeah, it's like it's like
it's more like a sense of dread, honestly.
Yeah.
Like everything's kind of scary. Is that how the movie was?
This is like a bad mushroom trip.
Like, you can't just put candy stripes on an arrow pointing where you should go and pretend that you're wacky. It's not wacky to have an arrow telling you where to go. That's inherently...
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good point. I mean, like, because Mike Myers, who was for a long stretch like one of my favorite comedians, like I loved Wayne's World. I loved the early Austin Powers stuff.
It's nice to meet you, America.
Yeah, right. Totally. I loved like. So I Married an Axe Murderer. All the stuff with like Scottish family stuff. That was awesome. And then this came out, and I was like,
It's called a paycheck, Dan.
Is that what it is?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The Love
I don't know if
Guru
it was
also.
anyone's vision to create the Cat in the Hat film.
I wonder if the Love Guru got worse than 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm gonna find that out.
Fish. This fish is everywhere, dude.
That movie sucked balls.
The Love Guru?
Yeah.
How could you shit on the Love Guru, dude?
I'm sorry. Have you seen it?
No.
I have.
All right. Well.
That's really the difference between us.
Okay. So what?
Oh, the Love
Was he
Guru.
was he really just criticizing me for getting help from him?
Yeah. The Love
What are
Guru.
you still doing here, you doofus? Like, I was locked into position.
Well, remember
By
that
you.
Spider-Man game where Bruce Campbell is doing the...
Yes.
And he's like, hey, dick face. You might want to try the B button. And you're like, all right, come on, it's a tutorial.
Yeah.
I can't leave until I learn to play the game, and you're calling me a fucking jagoff.
Hey, that's Ash, man.
I know. He's got the street cred, but
it carries weight.
he yelled at me for playing
I
Spider-Man.
don't appreciate it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, if
A
Brad
game-
Pitt comes into your home and insults you, it's like it's still you're getting insulted.
Yeah, it's
even
true.
if he goes, ha. For you can't see the visual, but I just did an amazing Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
his face transformed and everything.
Yeah.
Matt and Ryan, can you throw in a Brad Pitt while Dan does that impression, and then we'll sell it more.
I know what you're saying. Brad Pitt just sounds like sped up Matthew McConaughey. Think about it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Christian Slater sped up Jack Nicholson. Hold it between your knees.
You just blew my fucking mind.
Bill Clinton sped up Barney Fife from. Oh gosh, Andy, I did not have relations with a woman.
The Andy Griffith show. Oh man.
I'm here to bring
Dan killing it with the Andy.
baby boomer references to your video game podcast show.
We actually have a running Andy Griffith gag on this show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where it's I can't remember how it started, but it's the whistled theme song with "Kill Me" whispered in between.
That is what you'd think when that came on the fucking TV.
Oh, totally.
It was that and the Beverly Hillbillies. It was, even though that was probably a pretty raucous show, and what's her name? Yeah, it was like the hillbilly daughter was. I mean, there were captivating things about that for a 10-year-old in the 80s, but
Totally.
just the black and white was like you just wanted to fucking die.
Yeah.
Because you were just watching Inspector Gadget or something, and then it was like this thing would come on, and it was like the whistling is just like sounded like your own funeral dirge.
Yup. It's like when MASH would come on, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, TV's over.
Time to go to my room
That's
and
it.
prepare for a career in creativity because I have no choice.
Oh my God.
Time to go make friends with a sock.
Question about. Oh, first of all, that you know what that that's a teenage rite of passage.
We all know that works on very many levels.
Yeah. The were you just one random question regarding Rick and Morty? Were you surprised at how much it's connected with people?
I am surprised at the success of the show. I'm not surprised by people liking it that watch it.
Right.
Because even though that makes me sound like a dick, like that makes me think I knew people would like it. That's not quite what I mean. I just mean when you write something, you have to, if it's gonna be good, you have to be like its first fan. You have to be like, I don't care if I'm the only person that ever watches this. I love
Sure.
this. So when a second person says this is awesome, you're like stoked, but you're also not shocked.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I know it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get it. Like we do things where like it's for our audience, and we have the same sense of humor as our audience, obviously, and like we know it'll work with them. But when it goes outside of that circle, then it's surprising.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
you like. I'm sure there's been like a Wall Street Journal article with
Yeah.
like a picture of you guys sitting on a couch playing video games. That's weird. It's weird that there's an action figure on the shelf at Hot Topic that says Mr. Poopy Butthole on it.
Yeah.
That stuff
I think
is
that's
weird.
great.
It's amazing, and it's definitely weird. I did not imagine there would be Rick and Morty bathroom slippers and fishing rod holders.
You had to know Mr. Poopy Butthole was gonna resonate, though, right?
I did not. No, that stuff sometimes makes me a little angry because it's like it's like it just is a constant reminder that the part of you that thinks and makes decisions is not the part paying the rent. And it just like it does like it's when you watch Adaptation, the Charlie Kaufman movie, I think that's what he's trying to get at with his brother
Right.
character. It's like that's Charlie Kaufman making fun of himself for ever thinking that he can tell the difference between what's worth writing and what's not, like the futility of that and how stupid that is, and how like people that just are dumb are always gonna rule the earth. So in your wildest dreams, you could think like them. And
Hey,
like,
Dan. Okay, do this.
I don't want to do this, Aaron. Okay, now I'm playing this
spray
garbage.
the bubbles.
Oh, well, how do I do this?
Spray the flipping bubbles.
I think we're giving short shrift to this game, but I'll say a couple things about it.
Okay, please.
It takes
Oh,
a
there we
lot
go.
for me to indulge a platformer,
Right.
and one of the things that will not make me excited about your platformer is making it quasi 3D.
Yeah.
Because I find that actually more offensive than just making like a 16-bit style like hieroglyphic platformer.
I kind of know what you mean. And, oh, God. I think I've managed to die for the first time. Aaron, I did it.
What'd you do?
I fucking died.
How did you die?
I killed the cat in the hat.
I gave you all the power in the world, and you abused it.
Yeah. You know what? This is gonna disappoint you. I wasn't paying attention during the tutorial.
Oh my god. How could you not?
Yeah, this game
After
is actually
all that we've been through.
far less intuitive than you'd think.
Well,
Like-
look at those fucking, look, these fucking Crest toothpaste, like, cone-shaped vortexes that are just, okay, they're trampolines.
Yes. What about
Yeah,
that
you jump on them and they let you jump again, right?
I have to
That's
see
all they
it.
are.
I have to
yeah.
see it closer.
They're just, it's like, it makes me mad that they then said, well, make it like Cat in the Hat. Oh, make it swirly?
Oh, these things.
No.
No.
The things in the cones of swirl in the air.
Oh.
That
Yeah.
make you jump a little farther.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
It's
do
like,
look a
they're
little,
so dumb.
A little Aquafresh toothpaste.
So you're saying that if this game
Those things.
Yeah, yeah,
if this game wants to be wacky, it shouldn't follow like really old hat video game traditions, and just should instead go
Yeah, it
way
should
further.
It should actually say if there's a thing that has function in the game, then let it be function over form, and then add form to the function. So because that way it's like this when I'm editing a TV show, and the editor starts dropping in music cues early on in the editing process. I always go take all the music out and cut me a version of this scene that you would have to cut if there were no such thing as music. And then after you've done that, after you've been forced to be that good, then we'll add all the music in the world wherever you need to add it. So I'm just saying that about like the Dr. Seussifying of what is essentially the world's most boring platformer is like,
Whoa, dude!
Yeah. Like, Dan.
Dial it back a little
we
bit.
didn't bring you on here for your controversial stances. The funny thing is, a lot of times we play games like this, and the makers of the game will like reach out to us privately via email and be like, yeah, we didn't have a lot of control.
well, yeah, that's the thing about the video game industry is you don't have to worry about anyone being offended by what I'm saying about this because there's probably 300 people listening that worked on it and they all hate it.
Yeah, or
You can tell they hate it. I feel your hatred of your own game. I feel it. Mission accomplished.
Wait, so who's the one guy that liked the game?
There is. It's a computer. It's a fucking walrus with a Palm Pilot. I don't like who would be passionate about adapting the physical form of Mike Myers into a fucking video game character, but legitimizing the desecration of a beloved childhood book written by a man that cheated on his wife. Like, come on, Dr. Seuss was a fucking puss hound.
Oh no!
And he hurt a lot of women. All right.
Puss Hound sounds like a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever seen a puss hound from the world of? of 2.
Would you lay with a puss hound?
He likes not 1 pusses, but in fact 2.
Oh my god.
Every 3rd puss gives goo in his shoe. So he never chooses the puss that happens to be you.
Wow, I had no idea. Is that really true? That
Well,
bums me
look,
out.
all I'll say about it is this: I didn't read on the Huffington Post anything about Dr. Seuss.
Right.
But Google it if it interests you. But I'll also augment that by saying, like, yeah, all of your heroes, they're all
not heroes.
They're all human, and they're all some part of them is terrible. I only threw that in at the end just because I didn't want to be mistaken for a person who's like defending Dr. Seuss from this game. I'm like attacking all of society and saying this piece of shit that you're watching this guy play is like no one. There's no hero in this. Certainly not the fucking weird Mike Myers.
You don't think so? I don't think he's trying to save the world. Look,
I'm sure the back of the box says he's trying to save something.
Right.
I can't tell from his behavior that
trying to save his paycheck.
He's not a Nazi.
Do we have the box, Aaron?
Oh, sure.
Where is it?
Is it one of those boxes that's just like, join the cat on the adventure of a lifetime?
That's what I want to say.
Oh fuck, I don't know where it is.
Hold on, I'll go grab it.
I think wait, it might be right there, or I don't know.
Is this the Wii?
This is the PS2.
That's another weird thing.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of, like, forgive my ignorance, isn't there like a lot of like artifacting and like, doesn't this feel like a Wii game? Like it feels like it's standard def.
Well, this is pre-Wii, so it is standard def.
Okay, so it's okay. That's what's confusing me. PS2 is like
480i, I think.
Okay, all right. So yeah, that's the Wii resolution.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can go 480p.
This is like during a time in my life then where I was like, yeah, I like the first PlayStation I played every day of my life. I should say my roommate Dylan's PlayStation. Okay. Shout out to Dylan.
Yo, Dylan!
We just played Resident Evil all day and
first one?
Smoked pot out of a maple syrup bottle.
Oh, been there.
That I think is the reason why. Not the pot, but the plastic maple syrup bottle.
Oh yeah, no, you are inhaling toxins.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think I permanently broke myself.
Good news, guys. This game, according to the back of the box, contains amazing Seussian creatures.
That's one of the, is that a bullet point?
It actually
5.1 sound.
Yeah, it actually repeats it uses amazing a lot as an adjective. Use the cat's amazing umbrella for tricks like floating, capturing creatures, and more. Oh.
And more?
Yeah.
A whole lot more?
Oh my god.
I can't believe it.
It's fun to have fun, but you have to know how.
No, I don't.
How would I not know how?
That's the only part of having fun that's not necessary.
That's actually true.
Knowing how. You literally defined the opposite of having fun.
Yeah, I just feel like you'd be having fun and someone would come up to you and yell, "You don't know how to do this."
That's golf. That's what happened to golf. Someone was having fun hitting a ball into a hole with a stick, and someone else said, "But you need the right pants."
Yeah.
And then golf got taken over by not fun people.
Sand wedge.
Not fun.
Yeah, there should be 47 clubs, and you should know how to pick each one, and one should be called a wood, even though it's made out of metal.
Did you know there's, I don't know if this is still a thing, but I know for a few years there, it was a big controversy. Whoa, that's a big ass bear trap. A big controversy in the world of golf between.
I'm not gonna say that's racist because it'll reveal I'm racist.
No, it's fine. Between like the uptight golf people who are like, the crowd should always be quiet and like have reverence for the sport, and then like the people who like come and watch the game, and as soon as the guy like hits the putt, they like start screaming like, "Get in the hole!" Like, that's a real fucking like class struggle.
Yeah.
In the golf world.
Well, that makes total sense to me. I mean, I've done like par 3 courses with my friend Jeff, and like it's been the best day of my life. Like get one pitching wedge and go onto and just spend the day with a 6-pack and kind of like, you know, just for no reason at all, seeing if you can nail the process of hitting a ball the right distance and getting into a hole in the right strokes. It's like there's nothing about that that's inherently high class.
No.
It's perhaps one of the most low class kind of things you could do.
The silliest thing.
Yeah, it's like it should be for poor people,
Yeah.
but it's been co-opted by douchebags.
Yeah, it should be fun, but they just don't know how to have fun.
That will help them learn. It will help
And the
them
book
learn.
on how to learn to have fun, coincidentally, $70 from Simon & Schuster.
Wow, how Susian. Boy, that's ridiculous. Oh, Aaron, you might be screwed.
That's terrifying. Okay.
Dude, I just bricked my ass right there. I can't even do anything now.
This is really nightmarish.
Well, I'm sorry, Dan.
What other game does this remind me of? That
So
was
you
like,
call him Dan, you don't call him Danny.
No.
No, everyone who knows me just picks their own favorite and like, goes for whatever they want.
What did your parents call you?
Danny. Well, my dad called me Donnie because he
He didn't know what he was doing.
No, he's just got an Israeli accent.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure, like, 10 years in, it's like, why do you keep calling him Donnie? It's like,
That's my boy,
Danny. And
Donnie.
It's like, what?
Yeah, what?
No, Danny was.
I should spend more time at home.
Danny's the kid in the crawl space.
Yeah.
This one's Donnie?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, my dad's a serial killer.
My dad has like been making more of an effort. He's been in the country for 30 years, but he still occasionally sounds like he's fresh off the boat. And he has been making more of an effort in the past few years to assimilate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he'll say like,
Trump's got him scared?
Yeah, yeah, right. But like he's like Dane. I'm like, Father, someday you will pronounce my name.
You named me.
I want to hear more about this. Your dad's like off the boat from Israel?
Yeah, he grew up in Tel Aviv.
And what about your mom?
My mom's from New Jersey,
Nice.
and they met on the subway. You
Nice.
can believe that in New
The
York
subway
City.
from Israel to New Jersey.
Yeah. It's
It's an exclusive,
drive.
like pro-Semitic. It's a secret, like Jewish subway.
Yeah, it's sub stands for half subway, half submarine, and it just travels. It's like he was gonna take a Greyhound bus, because I guess back in the day you could take Greyhound buses across the country for like $10.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, those days are gone. But he landed in New York and he had like a friend in LA or a family or something, and he was gonna take a trip cross country. But on his first day in New York, he was on the subway and he saw a pretty girl, and he didn't speak much English, so in broken English he went up to her and asked her if she knew which way it was to the D train, and she said, well, that happens to be the way I'm going. And so they talked for a little while, and at the end of the subway ride, she said, this is my stop. This is to the best of my knowledge or recollection.
And he said, "Are you codependent?" And she said, "Yes."
My dad is not the smoothest man, but he is very genuine, and like, so he just like put his arm around her arm and was like, "We're going to lunch," and then she laughed at him, and she said, "Well, listen, I never do this. I just had lunch, but here's my number." And that was my mom.
Oh, I know. It's fine that they didn't go to lunch, but I'm disappointed. Because you want it to just work like a movie, like they go to lunch and then she falls in love with him at lunch. But
Yeah.
I love that it's more sensible. Actually, I changed my mind. I like that reality doesn't work that way, and that she was like, "No, I just had lunch. Here's my number. Let's do this properly."
It's crazy, man. Like my whole family like has stories like that, like really like romantic, like together forever stories under random circumstances.
That are then undercut in the third act by reasonable modern lifestyle choices.
Unless we just haven't gotten to the third act yet, which is very possible.
Well, because I'm waiting for that moment when she's like,
The space fight.
The space fight.
when she actually, is like, oh wait, I'm in love with this person,
yeah.
Because I find that so fascinating.
Oh, they're still together, 40 years.
Like she hasn't had that moment yet.
Yeah, no.
Like tomorrow she's gonna be like, wait, I
it's
love
a
this
slow
person.
build.
Yeah, just like cut to them like fighting with like ray guns in space, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Act 3 was a big jump.
Yeah. It wasn't just a video game. They were actually fighting. The whole time.
Oh, man.
It was a trick. It wasn't training.
Same thing with my grandparents. Like my grandparents, my granddad was an inventor, and he was going around like giving like seminars at a college, and so he was smoking in the lab because like that's what you did in the 40s. And my grandma was a lab technician, and she saw, she walked up to him, and she like was like, when there better not be one single cigarette ash in here when I come back. And she left the room, and he turned to his friend and was like, man, whoever gets that one is in real trouble. And then like she came back and they started talking, and they were together for like 65 years, I think.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
Whoever gets that
I will tell you
one's
some
real
things that
trouble.
okay, I'm gonna try to put my money where my mouth is in my critique of this game.
Oh, please do.
I'm starting to, as I'm watching him play, I'm like, okay, what I would enjoy is the jumping and the umbrella-ing to slow your descent. That's a fundamentally satisfying thing.
Very Inspector Gadget.
Yes, that you could. Well, yeah. It makes cartoon sense. Like, you're getting airtime, and then like you choose when to deploy the umbrella, depending on where you want to land. I like that's the right amount of. That's good at its core, and
Right.
so.
What I don't like is everything else.
Well, it's just like it's also all this nonsense. It's this world building, like instead of the fun, because the character is therefore so far identical to Mary Poppins in his physical ability, right?
Right.
What makes the Cat in the Hat in the movie franchise or the book different? I assume he could pull shit out of his fucking hat, right?
Yeah.
Where the goddamn fucking hell? Where the fucking shit hell is the cat taking off his fucking hat and pulling some shit out of it? Where are Thing 1 and 2?
Oh yeah.
The Meeseeks of Cat in the Hat.
Oh, yeah,
like,
you know
he should be able to deploy fucking Thing 1 and 2.
Oh, they have the keys. They're the holder of the keys.
In other words, they're part of the app that was used to assemble this game, and that they assigned that property to that role.
What are your feelings on the bug-eyed tuba-playing shrimp?
I just saw the. I didn't realize they were shrimp.
Yeah, dude, I was
got
waiting
big
to I was
eyelashes.
waiting to address those things. That's some nightmare fuel, dude.
Oh yeah. It's. I find the afro, big-lipped, glasses-wearing string tampon things to be way more disturbing.
By the
see
way,
those?
not how bear traps
There we
work.
go. I got the goop.
Yeah, definitely not how bear traps work.
You're supposed to avoid stepping in them.
that doesn't
You're
even
not
have
supposed
the
to
trigger.
time. Like what is that? Is that's
Well, a
They're
bear sees it, and then they're like, "Oh, I bet I could make it. I bet I could make it." And then they get caught in it. They think they're the Cat in the Hat themselves. It's true irony.
Christmas.
But I mean, if any game ever needed crafting and inventory
And
management,
maybe like mines and.
this game absolutely does. It should. This should be a game that has an inventory element. You should be able to collect things in your hat and pull them out of your hat, and you should be able to turn things into other things inside your hat and pull them out.
Was that his jam? He was like Felix the cat.
I
He could
think
just
he
pull shit out of his hat.
Was that Felix
How
the
about
Cat's
that?
jam?
Oh, I died.
Did he die?
Yeah,
Oh.
I finally
Wow.
died.
Wow.
Yeah, Felix the cat had his
That was a
magic
heavier
bag
death
of tricks.
than I expected.
Was that your first death?
Dan died.
Yeah, and we've fallen off the ledge a couple of times. But, I mean, who truly knows what progress we've made, where we are?
Yeah.
What is death in this world?
Yeah, like-
really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm killed and then reborn every time I teleport.
Yeah, shouldn't this game be called Better Off Dead?
So I married an axe murderer.
A journey to futility?
Wow. Wow. In the hat.
Atonement with pointlessness.
Oh my god.
By the way, this character, guess what? Dipshits. He's not the protagonist of the fucking book. He's an outlier. He's like Doctor Who. He's like a fucking weirdo that comes into your life and changes it. Like, you don't make the video game about the goddamn weirdo. We love him.
Couldn't agree more.
But you should be. It's about the kids in the book. Like, they're like, oh man, our parents are gone and we're dumb kids. And then like this insane lunatic comes into their life and goes, yeah, well, you need to live in the moment, fucking go insane and surrender to your mental illness and publish books and like cheat on your wife. And they're like, no, I don't want to do that. And he's like, well, you should.
I can't believe Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife. Oh, the side trim you'll slam. Oh man. Hey, can I? Yeah, I've never asked you this. Can I ask you a question about Community?
Yes.
Because that was, I don't think I ever told you, that was one of my favorite shows.
Oh, thank you. Or I'm glad, that's what I should say.
Yeah, do you miss it at all?
Oh, totes, yeah.
Really? It was like...
Dude, he used colloquialisms, man. That's how you know he's serious.
Yeah.
Totes malotes.
Because like that cast was so friggin'
Oh,
amazing.
yeah. I mean, nothing, yeah, I mean, it's not like we didn't know, but at the same time, then just, and it's not like we all chose to end it, but
right.
It is painful to watch everybody walk away and all become centers of their own universes, like literally every single one of them, you know, being worth a world of attention. You know, it's like, he's like, yeah, we had this thing, like we had the best cast and the best show in ever, and
yeah,
like why were you ever a dick about it? Like, why did you ever get mad? Like, just like
you're talking about yourself here.
Yeah. I mean, but the answer is because you cared, because you knew it was awesome and you wanted it to be good. I mean, it's like, but also, I don't know. I guess you look back on every awesome thing you were ever a part of and go like, oh, I should go back in time and be happy every second of it.
Yeah, just like the people who made this game.
Yeah.
No, those people should be ashamed of themselves.
I don't like
look
his
at
ass wiggle.
Look at the silhouette of it. It's like
they like take control away from you and then give it to you again. So I'm just sitting there like a doofus.
The person missing from this podcast is a lawyer who can talk to us, an entertainment lawyer who can talk to us about how it is that you can sit in a meeting having adapted this property. I want to know if the reason this guy has to look like Mike Myers in Cat Contacts is because of ambition, greed, necessity, defensive-ness. I want to know what's actually happening there. Like, did someone
like the seven deadly horsemen of legal?
Did someone make the chance? Did someone make the choice to go? No, it shouldn't look like the children's book, and here's why. Because if it does, that'll be bad. Or did someone say, fuck, we can't make it look like that.
Won't promote the movie.
The people that licensed us the property won't allow it. Or somewhere in the middle of there is the amazing choice of like, we've talked to the people that would be willing to license us the image from the book, and they're getting a little greedy. And I say, fuck them. We got Mike Myers likeness. We got it on the dotted line.
Right.
Let's roll. See you at the bank.
It's weird that like they're starting from scratch here, so they literally, oh my god, it's Alec Baldwin.
It is Alec Baldwin.
Oh my god, I didn't put it together.
Voice inside of me is saying this is a really.
I don't think it's.
But it's not his voice.
Yeah, nope.
I'll show up for the picture, but I won't show up for the voice acting.
Well, it's just weird to me that like they can start from scratch just animating this character, so they could actually make it look like a creature. Like, but they still chose to make it look like Mike Myers in a janky suit.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we're all saying. We're saying like,
weird.
do you think it might have been interesting to make it look like the Dr. Seuss drawn character?
Oof.
I don't know, man. I feel like this makes a much bigger impression.
Oh, it definitely does.
But I think if the lawyer were here, he'd say, well, what you're proposing is doing the Tomb Raider game and making Lara Croft look like Harrison Ford. and that's not how we roll here.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Doesn't matter how justified it is.
Oh my god.
That famous Harrison Ford starred Tomb Raider film.
So wait, you're sucking up poodles into bubbles and shooting them at Alec Baldwin?
Dan, I didn't make the game.
I don't, like, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to get a sense of where we're at.
Oh man, what am I supposed to do now?
I don't know.
Gee whiz. Oh, I missed my opportunity. Yeah,
you gotta shoot the poodle into the tailpipe.
Shoot it in the pooper.
Yeah, that's what's going on here.
There we go.
Boy, this sucks.
Like, I want to know, like, were they designing a game before the Cat in the Hat franchise?
For fucking sure.
Or were they like, what can we do with Cat in the Hat?
Well, there's also just, isn't it just like, fucking programs that let you make a game. like when you're one of the 300 people that worked on this game, and like your first day of work was like, okay, like between breaths, so the PA showing your desk says like, so we're using tuna flume. You know, it's like it's like, wait, what's tuna flume? Well, it's the most popular engine for, you know, and it's a game assembly platform. Or it's like they say, you know, and you'd be like, wait, what? And then then all of your questions about design from there on in are answered with, well, yeah, that sounds good, but tuna flume has certain limitations and. I'd love to do what you're talking about, but could it involve the Alec Baldwin character who can be wearing whatever color suit you want? Could he be in a giant metal thing with two big hands?
Yeah. Yes, the answer is yes, because Tuna Flume is actually very good at that.
Yeah, that's actually one of the buttons you can press.
I don't think Alec Baldwin, the guy who was in Boss Baby, would like stoop down to this level.
You don't think he'd agree to be a preset plug-in in Tuna Flume?
Now, I know you're asking, can Tuna Flume produce a good game? The answer is no. That's one of the limitations of Tuna Flume.
But what it has done is it's produced 50 of the last games that more than 30% of Americans have played over the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
We got Dr. Seuss. We got the Horton Here's a Who game. We got the Boss Baby video game.
I guarantee.
Alec Baldwin is he's actually an investor in Tuna Flume.
Tuna Flume Top Down has produced some of the greatest iOS games, like Flora's Flowers, Jamie's Cookies, and Vortex of Brownies.
One thing we like to do on this show, Dan, is after we say some really random shit that we repeat over and over, we like to look at the Google trend searches to see how much we've brought that into the lexicon, and I guarantee Tuna Flume will be spiking pretty hard after this airs.
My proudest achievement in that area was in Community when we did the Halloween episode first season, and Ken Jeong's character said, today's the Day of the Dead, or Mexican Halloween, not to be confused with the sexual position. And it was like a big news item the next day that was like, why is America searching for Mexican Halloween on the Google? The answer is because they thought that maybe they could put their dick somewhere that it hadn't been yet.
Oh my god, that's the best.
That's how you get them.
That's really special. He was fucking amazing on that show.
Yeah.
God, he was like, Rat's Cat. Did you know he was gonna be that good?
No, I was pissed in the beginning because it was like, what? Because they said, do you want the guy that jumps out of the trunk in The Hangover to like be in the show because we can get him? And I was like, well, okay. And then I watched the deleted scene from the Judd Apatow pregnant movie.
Oh, Knocked Up.
And he's in a, you know, they have like deleted scenes on those DVDs, and like Ken Jeong has this big long like improv that he did, and I was like, oh, okay, he's really funny. Okay, and we kind of devised this Spanish teacher character. But then his first day on set, it was like he was doing everything but the script, and I was getting I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because it was my first TV show, my first real fucking like broadcast, and I was like, oh god damn it! Like when I look back at him, like it doesn't matter, nothing matters. You can fix anything and post it to who cares. But at the time, I was like, every single frame that we're shooting right now makes the difference between whether it's Heat Vision and Jack all over again, or whether you actually get to keep your TV show. And he's doing it wrong. But yeah, I over time I was like, okay, I get it. He's nuts and it's funny. And stop writing like setup punchline jokes for him and start writing like jokes about how insane he is. And awesome. Some of them will get through and some won't. But like, yeah, he's a terrific guy.
I just love the beginning of that. It was like, okay, so we're casting this character. We can get the guy who jumps out of the trunk at The Hangover.
I mean, that's really how.
It's really the only appropriate actor.
We learned that from
nobody else on the list.
We learned that from Good Game. Like, just like hearing descriptions of people like he's the guy who did this random thing and this random thing.
Right.
And you're like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
It's
Well, those guys are always the best guys, girls, whatever, character actors. You know, it's like it's because like you're like it's hard to have a perfectly symmetrical face. That often doesn't coincide with like being really interesting and funny.
yeah.
Sometimes it does, and then we go ape shit. Oh my God, Jenny McCarthy can make a sassy tongue face.
Right.
She should be so much more. But it's the people that play the neighbor in your favorite shows and stuff that it's like those are the people you want to like create stuff for.
Totally. Did I tell you that Donald Glover was the guy who gave me my start in comedy like 10 years ago?
No.
Yeah, he posted like my band, my comedy band. He posted like our first video on his blog and like got the ball rolling for us.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, so cool. I'll probably never get a chance to tell him, but like it was very rad of him to do.
Yeah, dude, he's Lando now.
And he's fucking Lando. That's so cool.
He's Lando.
Did
Look,
he beat
I'm
you
happy-
out for the part? Is that what happened?
I've been auditioning for that. I think it's racist that he gets it, automatically.
It's kind of bullshit.
I've been fucking like progressive and liberal and
Yeah.
auditioning for Lando for
Yep.
20 years.
And they rejected you from Roots. I think it's fucked up, Dan. I think that's Hollywood, though.
Yeah.
All I've ever.
It's all politics.
So typical. So typical.
My God.
He actually beat you. You were gonna be that role in Community.
Yeah.
And then he beat you out of your own show.
Yeah. So then I played ball, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
Did you make an appearance
Privilege.
in Community? I can't remember.
No, I never did.
Okay.
I never did because I was spiteful because I felt like Sony always acted like I wanted that. Like when I would cast people like my friend Dino as Starburns or like they had this Sony casting had this such nauseatingly elitist, smug attitude about casting where it's like, oh, everyone wants to be a star, but you have to go through the proper checkpoints. Like, I bet you would like to just write your friend into your show. As if it's not about just like joyfully actually following your bliss and like casting the right people, even though they may not, because you know that they're right for a part because you know them, and more like, oh yes, you're trying to steal Marilyn Monroe's rightful birthright from her by putting your friend in the script. And I was just like so grossed out by it. And the way that they would talk about casting, I was like, I will kill myself if I'm ever talked about this way
Just
by them.
don't give them that
I will
glory.
never allow them because of my cowardice and insecurity. Like I'm not gonna just put myself up for anything that they get to tell me.
Right.
I also never asked my mom why she didn't come to my wedding because I don't want to give people the power to answer a question I have.
Fair enough.
If somebody says, the reason I did that one thing, you can like cut them off and go, hey, I didn't ask, brother.
Yeah.
But if you ask them, then they're like, you asked?
Yeah.
Oh, is that why you're shitting all over my face? Because I asked? Well, then I won't ask.
Cool. God damn, that shit got real. And true.
So we're definitely sorry that you missed out on Lando.
Yeah. That's really the upshot.
Maybe
of all
next
this.
time. Maybe next time.
Also, like, if your son gets married, maybe
show.
Maybe just come no matter what.
Fair enough.
Because the marriage might last more than 8 months. It didn't happen to be the case this time, but
There'll be other marriages.
Yeah, come to the next one.
Yeah.
You old bag. Get off your fucking weird high horse. Your generation is the reason this Cat in the Hat video game got made. It's this mentality. This Jay Leno.
I'm sorry.
Fucking.
I'm sorry to interrupt you trashing your mom.
All right. And also, here's another. Just one more thing.
Of course.
When you put your kid in a bathtub, come get him out before the water gets cold. You know, the water doesn't stay hot forever.
You've been holding on to that one for a while.
You can't just go watch a 3-hour movie. You're gonna scar your fucking kid. He's gonna be incapable of intimacy. He's gonna feel. It's gonna.
Is this all coming out because that movie was Cat in the Hat with Michael Myers?
Yeah. Oh God. 2003.
My mom was
31.
bathing me when I was 31. And it's like I'm blaming my mom for treating me wrong while bathing me, and it turns out
of the bathtub.
and my mom's just like this sweet old lady going, when your 31-year-old son tells you to give him a bath, you don't want to let him down. I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Mom!
Tub!
The water's cold again. I can barely fit in this thing. I'm 6'1".
I'm all scrunched in here. You gotta help me.
Oh my fucking God. That was out of nowhere. Oh my God. What I was going to ask.
Well, wait. Can I get another kettle one on the rocks?
Yeah.
Before you,
By the way,
before you ask.
shout out to Dan Harmon for being the first ever drinking guest on our show.
Oh yeah.
He's been pounding vodka this whole episode.
Oh, are you guys like your guests are like straight edge like?
No, it just never came up somehow.
I think Royland.
Oh, Royland might have been drunk.
got a
but
beer beforehand.
We never. Like,
that never came out. Yeah.
we recorded an episode of Metroid with Justin Roiland, but like lost the footage.
How did you lose? What had happened?
Wait,
I don't know.
we don't know.
We don't
Is that
know.
a thing that just happens sometimes?
Like we have a much more professional setup now, but like before this all happened, it was just a horrifying like conglomerate of wires.
So this was like years ago that you had Justin on?
Yeah.
like a year.
It was pretty. It
Maybe
was
a
more
year
than a
and a
year ago.
Yeah.
Shit.
We sort of lose track of time with our lives doing this.
Do you have the ability? Okay, it's okay. I can just go.
Oh hell
Oh,
no!
sure.
You know
Put some
what?
more ice in this and.
You are a guest.
I got you.
No, because someone will do it wrong.
Let me freshen you up.
No, they'll pour it wrong. You'll pour it wrong.
Oh yeah, no, that is true.
There's like a thing about the ratio of ice to.
Okay, all right. We'll just do a normal episode of Game
Oh
Grumps.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. This is funny.
So hey Dan.
Hey Aaron.
Ah shit.
What's up?
Well, I'm trying to fucking. So this is apparently a childhood favorite game for many people.
Is it really?
So I'm trying to like do it justice, but man,
It's crazy.
It's a little difficult
And hard
and
looking.
it's well, because the platform is a little wonky, and like because he like hops when he jumps. You see that shit?
Yes.
And then like the jumps are so like look at this. I can just stay
You know what?
airborne.
This game came out in 2003. And we've noticed like a lot of strong reactions to SpongeBob and Paper Mario, which were the same. Paper Mario is like 2004.
So I guess that's where our fan base lies.
Yeah, I think that's like the sweet spot of like childhood, like super nostalgia for like a bulk of our fan base.
Huh.
So yeah,
Well, I guess I'll just spend the rest of my career shitting on PS2 games.
cool. Should be fun.
Yeah, and everyone will really enjoy it.
Everyone's gonna have a good time. Oh man, I love that we accidentally have done an hour episode and Dan is on his second vodka. Fuck yes, welcome back.
Welcome back.
This, by the way, our guest grump episodes are usually half as long as this point right now.
Oh yeah.
So anytime when you're like, I truly can't take any more of this, just let us know.
Well, I was gonna ask if you guys would be my best friends and if we could just do this forever.
Oh my god.
Well,
yes on both counts.
Yeah. You mean you want to be the new Game Grump?
Because I can push the rest of the day.
We're already doing this forever, dude. All
right.
Yeah.
Aaron has said he's he's on record as he'll die on camera.
Oh yeah.
And as part of
I won't die unless it's for the views.
Yeah.
as part of our new friendship, can we design a game where you're trying to prevent this game from happening?
Whoa.
It's just like a series of boardroom meetings. And
Yeah,
like,
but it's like designed better. It actually accomplishes many of the things this game aspires to.
Yeah.
where you shoot bubbles out, but the bubbles are like legalese,
Yeah.
and you're capturing people in your legalese bubbles. That sounds like a great idea.
It's called The Rat with the Bat.
Yeah.
And
There you go.
yeah, Yeah, we'll just steal everything.
This is called Lawyer Up.
Lawyer Up. Lawyer Up for PlayStation 2. That's fantastic.
You alone can prevent
Yeah.
the Cat in the Hat game from being released.
Aaron was saying while you were gone, Dan, that this is apparently a childhood favorite of many of our audience. So,
All right.
we can expect some letters.
Well, I was in a documentary about Back to the Future where I said Back to the Future 2 sucked.
Holy shit! How'd that go over?
Not well.
Well, that's like the least liked one, right?
Well,
it sort
no.
of makes the least sense.
Well, I mean, all I was saying was like, look, Back to the Future 1 is one of the most like expertly crafted. It's just an amazing movie in every way, but especially when you focus in on like it's a popcorn movie. It's not about fucking the Holocaust. And so as good as it is, it's like even better because it's like, holy shit, this is just it's just fun. But the storytelling is just great, and it's like it's all kind of like departs from other movies in all these different ways that should kind of kill it. Like the protagonist doesn't have any flaws and all this stuff. And so in talking about how good the first one is, I think it's a fucking shame to say that the second one is like, oh, it's the best. It's like, well, no, the second one is a huge fan of the first one. If you came out with Back to the Future 2, like, and just said, look at this movie, people would be like, what the fuck are you talking? What?
Huh.
It's not. It's a great like piece of. It's like the best piece of fan fiction you could ever do. I don't know why I'm explaining this. I'm over it.
No, it's interesting.
Clearly.
But I was like, also, I know that Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale are gonna watch this documentary.
Right.
They're interviewed in it. Like, so I'm on camera in that documentary saying, I said to the documentary crew, don't make me talk about Back to the Future 2.
Right.
Why not? As they kept the cameras rolling, I was
Yeah.
like, because my heroes are watching this, and I don't want to talk. I'm going to be a huge buzzkill if I talk about the fact that Back to the Future 2 fucking sucked.
Right.
And of course, they led with it and put it in, and I look like a fucking gross, sweaty slob. I'm actually surprised I didn't get more, like,
Blowback.
yeah.
Well, it's funny because when I think about Back to the Future 2, I always think of like the cool like 3D Jaws shark thing and the hoverboards and the self-tying laces. But I honestly can't say if it's a good movie.
It's like the fucking coolest production design, like about the future, especially because before that it was all William Gibson inspired, kind of like the Blade Runner was like our big vision of the future.
Right.
It was like William Gibson, right? Androids. I'm not saying that. I just babble. I talk fast. Fuck off, you 15-year-old Nazis. It was everything was raining and dark and dirty and
right.
like about everything was and so that was like this amazing like corporate squeaky clean suburban vision of the future,
which is fairly close in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm glad they haven't figured out how to put like advertisements in our dreams yet, like in Futurama.
That'll happen.
That's the
That'll definitely happen.
Just waking up and you're like,
well, it'll be like coupled with like sleep aids or something. It's like if you want to sleep better, you need advertisement sleep.
Oh yeah.
You know. They're not just going to sell the product, they're going to sell your dreams.
The thing is also, they also, if you talk shit in a documentary, they're going to intercut you talking shit with the guy who bought a DeLorean for his kid that has cancer.
And it means, it means the world to him, of course.
And that person's just going to be saying stuff like, I don't know. I just love all the movies.
Yeah.
I because I'm a good person. I like enjoying things, and I don't know why you'd have to be filled with hate and toxicity. And it's like, they didn't show me that clip and then say, what would you like to say after this guy? Because I would have said, I'm a big fan of kids with cancer, and I love all the movies too.
Yeah. Holy shit, Dan. Yeah. Well, you know what's weird? Like, also, our buddy Ross actually owned a DeLorean.
Well, fuck him. I hope he gets cancer.
Yeah, well, okay, cool. And he hated it.
It's a shit car.
He hated the car. Well,
yeah.
I mean, I think that's the joke in the movie, too. But, I mean, it's a cool... Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. He was like, you will die if you try to bring that on a highway. Like, it just doesn't...
That is pretty funny, huh? Like, now in retrospect, people are like, dude, the DeLorean's so cool! And it's like, well, the gag was that it was a horrible car.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But it just... I think...
Aaron, you did it!
That was part of the great construction of the
never
thing. It was like a great, like... That's why I love what holds up so much about Back to the Future is like it encapsulates the 80s, which it was made during, you know, which is hard to do. Like it really did do a good job of contrasting the 80s with the 50s, even though they were smack dab in the middle of it. And one of the things they did was like, well, let's take the most obnoxiously 80s car, and like to the people in the 50s, it would look like a spaceship. It would it would be the thing that if they saw, their predictions about 30 years from now would be held up.
Oh man.
You know, they would go, oh yeah, I bet that is what cars look like in the future, which is what DeLorean was thinking when he made that car, and why it didn't work.
It is amazing to think that, like, the way growing up in the 80s, the way I thought of the 50s is how kids now think of the 80s. You know? Like, as this impossibly long ago time where everything was ridiculous.
Well, I was kind of shocked when I met the Duffer Brothers who do Stranger Things, and I was like, wait, you guys are kids? And they're like, yeah. I was like, how old were you in the 80s? They're like, we weren't. We just like it.
Oh man, that's awesome. How old are they? Are they in their 20s?
I'm not saying they weren't born yet, but they're so young. I can't remember how old they are. They're being nostalgic for a time that they didn't actually get to experience.
That's wild.
But that is, I like that. I like the.
Well, there's sort of like a residual burn. Like I was born in '87, but like I still remember the '80s because like the early '90s was like sort of
kinda
the '80s.
Yeah. Okay, but. No, but I mean, so that's why I'm saying if you made a movie that was set in the '80s, it would be possibly better, more nostalgic, better. It might even capture the 80s, but I like that stuff. Because I when I think of the 20s, like I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. You'd wear a hat, and you'd have a Tommy gun and all that stuff. And like somebody that was living back then might be able to correct me on some shit, or pull rank on me.
Right.
But they might not be as well able to like capture the 20s, like if I was like an expert in it.
Or what's appealing about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, there's a lot of crustaceans in this game. Are we in a fridge? Is that what's happening?
Well, so
this piece of shit.
I'm curious about. So that's actually a topic that's interesting to me. Is so how much do you think the small details matter? Because I remember I saw the opening. It was like a preview showing of Big Hero 6, and they were making a big deal about how like, oh, the guys were so. You know, San Francisco, they made sure the sky was perfect and just like in San Francisco, and like all the milk crates were on the street corners because that's how it is in Tokyo, and like there's no other place like that. Like, how much do you think that's relevant?
I think it's hugely. I think there's not enough attention paid to the fact that production design. It can be so much of what you love about a movie that can actually be really shitty.
Okay.
And I'm talking to you, the Goonies.
Oh shit.
People are fucking so they hold that movie up as like this. They compare it to Back to the Future, you know? I went to a double feature screening of that because it's like, oh, these are the two movies that were really important to kids in the 80s. Yeah.
Sure.
And the Goonies, it's like, as a script, fuck you.
Is that right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, nothing about it makes any goddamn sense.
Oh, is that right, huh?
No, well, I mean, like, that for me, the Goonies... But also, I was like 5 when I saw it first.
But it was like...
I was the perfect target audience.
But there's a huge difference between that and it was like, oh, this movie was important. Like, it was important to me. It was important. And it also, even when you do watch it again, it's like we were talking about with the power laces on the Back to the Future shoes. Yeah, those details like can really actually make the difference between, fuck, that movie ruled. Like, you can walk away with that feeling. And I guess... as a writer, then I have this other layer where I'm like, yeah, but did that movie make any sense? Did anything about it, like, convey anything?
Sure.
Or were you, in fact, just amazed by this, like, vision?
I think that's what it was. And I mean, it just, like, that was the adventure. If you were a kid in the 80s, that was the adventure that you wanted to go on.
Yeah, Goonies. You're talking about, right?
Totally.
It's like that's what they nailed was the feeling of all of it.
Right.
How it could start from your house, your neighborhood, your backyard, go onto your dirt bike, go to a place that is somewhere really specific. Even if it's not specific to you, it's obviously specific to someone who wrote the script or scouted the locations or something. And then to go down into the secret tunnels and the design of the booby traps and all of that stuff, like it speaks to you.
Yeah.
But then the logical part of your brain is going, this movie doesn't make any sense, and it's not even about like just logic. It's about like internal logic.
Right.
It doesn't make. There's nothing. This movie isn't about anything. It's not. It doesn't. It teaches me nothing. It makes me feel nothing. And all this stuff. The thing that you're feeling is being 10 years old.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I remember watching it as an adult and being surprised that they were in Oregon, like a place I'd never been to at the time. And
I kept thinking they were in like upstate New York.
Yeah, you just think wherever you're from, that's where they're from. Because
That
it's
makes
so
it
relatable.
way more fucking amazing that these pirates were hiding from the Spanish Armada in a cave there.
Yeah, in Astoria, Oregon.
Oh my god, I thought it was like somewhere on the East Coast.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's all Pacific Northwest.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Arrgh. The Spanish Armada is coming after us.
Get to Portland.
Let's get over here, just off of the coast of Seattle. I've got a plan that's gonna blow your eye patch off. Suppose we make a piano. And if you play the wrong note,
oh my god,
they'll make the floor fall out.
But again, you know, just like you're saying, piano lessons were something that like I'd gone through, so I was like, oh fuck, if I was in that position, I'd be freaked out too, but I might pull it off, you know?
Yeah, it just imagine a version of the Goonies that was also held together by even the thinnest of internal logic, where you actually understood why there's a treasure map in that attic, and then why those kids are getting there. Like, you don't need much. Like, when you watch Raiders, you're like, you'd be kind of surprised at the kind of internal logic points that they're connecting, but you do believe that Indiana Jones is a guy and that he's out there and that the Nazis get the Ark, it's going to be bad.
Right.
There is like in the Goonies, you watch it and you're like, actually, technically, if I look at this with my frontal lobe, this isn't actually working at all. But then you're overwhelmed by this pathos of, like, God, to be 10 years old and to have grown-ups not understand you and to feel so isolated and alienated and alone and to be going through walled like limestone caves and have the ghost of some pirate culture that has harnessed the power of old rope and flywheels
Right.
to create these inhuman death traps that they couldn't have tested.
Oh yeah.
You don't test the piano trap. You also, like 5 feet from the piano trap, a bunch of pipes that were installed when a country club was built above it.
Oh yeah.
So that if you shake them, a guy taking a poop will feel it. But someone installed those pipes and didn't go, what's this bone piano over here? Could I get rich off of this? I think I just discovered
I never thought of that one time.
a subterranean labyrinth of Pirate City. Created by a group of men so self-aware that they planned for their death around a table, and the final booby trap is if you remove the gold from the scale in front of me, the entire thing falls apart and the ship floats out.
Yeah, it sets sail. Yeah, that was weird in retrospect. Okay.
We should make a movie about ranting about the Goonies.
I mean, we're already doing it.
We're doing the game about making this game not happen.
Oh, that's true.
This episode is 20 minutes away from being a fucking feature-length film.
Hey, so the way you're describing the Goonies is how I feel about like Christopher Nolan movies.
Really?
It's just kind of like it's very exciting in the moment, and then like afterwards you evaluate it and you're like, wait, why did that happen again? I don't really understand that.
Yeah, I think he absolutely he's brilliant at like making movies.
Oh yeah.
And they make you like when you're watching that the Joker Batman movie, whatever the fuck one that's called.
Yeah.
It like partway into that you're like,
Jesus Christ, this is the best fucking movie I've ever seen in my life, let alone the best Batman movie. And then because you're such a fan, you like go, at some point your logic engages and you start to go, well, I don't really get why this would happen or why that. And it's like, you're right to go, fuck that voice, like who cares?
Yeah, Aaron cannot say fuck you to that voice when it comes to the Bane Batman movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh,
Really? I have to check that out again.
Oh, it's horrible.
Aaron will go off on that movie for hours.
But there's so little Batman in it. Aren't you bummed out about the lack of Batman?
No. I love it because I hate it. Like,
Oh, okay.
because it's terrible. But when I watch it, it's so entertaining by how like ridiculous it is that like, I can't even fault it. Like I'm just entertained thoroughly through the whole movie.
My friend Schraub, a lot of people, I think, and my friend Schraub is included, feel that way about the second Tim Burton Batman with Catwoman and the Penguin.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of the people that's like, okay, you've destroyed Batman, stop it. Like, that's when I, was like, stop.
I didn't like that one very much. It was too dark.
But that's actually when Schraub was like, holy crap, like, this is the best. But he's a smart guy. He knows that the movie makes no sense. He knows that it's quote-unquote a bad movie, but he loves it. Which I guess is how I feel about Hudson Hawk and Doc Hollywood.
Oh my God, Hudson Hawk. Jesus Christ.
I fucking love Hudson Hawk.
Do you know that one, Aaron?
No.
It's Bruce Willis. It's an action movie where he occasionally just breaks out into song.
Oh my God. He talks to the camera.
Yeah.
They transition scenes, like he'll jump off a balcony and heading for an awning and he'll land in the next scene. But like plaster from the ceiling lands on him because like apparently he literally landed in the next scene.
Oh my God, it's like you got to give him so much credit for trying it, but like it's just such a weird.
That's the whole
experiment.
thing. I so admire the.
Was it supposed to be like a comic book movie?
It was no. I think it was more
like back before comic book movies were just movies.
Right. I thought
this is a movie based on a comic book.
It wasn't literally a comic book movie, but I wouldn't be surprised if, since that phrase has become, was a drip pan for kind of camp.
Yeah.
I'm sure the word camp, kitsch, and comic book were used.
I think they were trying to launch a franchise.
Yes, definitely.
With Hudson Hawk.
And with a new tone, if you watch like Bruce Willis's rise to stardom and Moonlighting, like that show had a lot of Hudson Hawk like elements in it. Like it got very experimental and nutty, and he would like look at the camera and say, "What do you think?" And the camera would nod.
Yeah. 1991.
It's like a children's show. It's like Blue's Clues.
Yeah. 26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Hudson Hawk?
Yeah,
I think that's right. I'm calling that totally accurate based if the benchmark is 15% for that Tom Hanks circle movie.
And 10% for Cat
Wait, so
in the Hat.
what's the fan number? Because there's like a fan rating.
Yeah, I should check that.
Audience
By the way,
rating.
the fan number for Cat in the Hat was 30%. So still most people hated it, but
I feel like most kids movies though would have a higher rating just because like I saw it when I was a kid.
it's more for the people.
And there's also parents in there that are like, I took my kid to see this and he liked me for an afternoon.
Yeah, there is that.
He stopped biting me.
A
2 thumbs up.
A 56% likability rating for Hudson Hawk.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a
cult movie.
It's a custody weekend movie.
It's for the people.
Because when I think of Hudson Hawk, I think I was like 15 when it came out, and I saw it with my brother, who I don't get along with at all, and like we had a great time. That's definitely a part of why I love it.
Yeah. Peter Travers from the Rolling Stone says, "This unspeakably awful movie can make an audience a little crazy. You want to throw things, yell at the actors, and beg them to stop.
However, no, there's no however. Okay,
no.
Bad review.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got panned.
It's definitely not certified fresh." Jeez, man. Wow,
That's true though, man. Like I do really believe that like, we're all human, and even if a movie is quote unquote bad, it's like, well, I was in a good time in my life, and like I had a good day. I ate a really good cheeseburger because I could afford it that day, and
bad movie, fun date.
Had a little extra money, so I went to the movies, and we all laughed and had a great time, and
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, and then you compound that for TV because it's like you're not even making the commitment. We know even less about what happened to you while you were watching this episode of Game of Thrones or something.
Totally.
I wish there was a way to separate that shit. I guess Rotten Tomatoes is trying to do that with fan reviews versus supposed professional critics, but we've gotten all mucked up. Because we're like 30 years into a generation that's like, oh, critic is a thing. But it doesn't even make any sense to critique professionally. It makes no sense. It used to be that you were trying to save people money for a movie ticket or something, but it's like, come on, you can see whatever you want and make your own decision now.
It's true. I learned that lesson from, there's this guy named Robert Christgau. He has coined himself the dean of all rock critics. And like, he's just the biggest douche. And I mean, I don't know, maybe he's a nice guy, but like, he and I have completely opposite music tastes. And so he would just relentlessly shit on all these albums that meant so much to me and I loved. And like, it used to bug me so much when I was younger. And then later when I got older, I was like, wait, who fucking cares? Like, he's literally just a person.
Right.
Got it. We do it for the people. Aaron, how much longer can you possibly go on this?
I think I just like, I think that level is like ridiculously long. And so every time I continue, I'm starting from the very beginning.
Right?
We were in a fridge for a while.
I'm still in the fridge.
Are you shrunken
down?
down?
So this is like the beginning of
you're
the
in the
stage
freezer
again.
now. Oh, well, we can't do this to ourselves.
Yeah.
We're about to hit the hour-and-a-half mark, so I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I think we could probably call this an episode.
Yeah.
Dan, it's fucking really nice to have you, man.
Game Grumps, I love you so much.
Oh, dude,
Dan.
samesies. We love you too, man.
And we love that you honored us to be a part of your show.
Yeah.
Of course. I hope that your show never gets adapted into a feature with Mike Myers where he has to wear special contacts and that then it gets adapted into a video game.
You mean Good Game? Like our Good Game show? That'd be amazing.
Oh my god, if they made a Good Game where it was like us and it was like the photorealistic faces, oh my god.
I would be way into that shit, man. Please.
But yeah, shout out to all the Good Game crew. Shout out to Michelle Morrow, Jesse Cox, who helped create the show.
Sarah and Erica,
the writers,
writers.
Sarah and Erica. Check it out August 30th.
Yeah, and all our castmates, who you'll probably see on this show at some point soon.
Yes.
Hooray. Love you guys.
See ya. Thanks, Dan.
Stay grump.